Okay, folks, I'm updating a piece I did a couple years ago. Check the links underneath the video. That'll tell you everything you need to know. And I'm calling out some people, and I think it's time that government desk pogue from Story County, Iowa, Latifah Faisal, gets called out. I asked her if you remember, I'll even leave a link for what I refuted her. She ran from some questions. I asked her, hey, Latifah, when you were down in Des Moines with Black Lives Matter, did you talk about the 39,144 black-on-black homicides from 2004 to 2018 and the millions of fatherless black children? Or did you just talk about when the police kill them? So say their names is a big hashtag, and Latifah Faisal, she's down with the struggle, living in a 90+% white area. Latifah, you should move to Gary, Indiana. If you want to be down with the struggle, move to Gary, Indiana, and buy some Kevlar too. But say their names is a thing that's autistically repeated on Instagram and elsewhere. Every time, for every black kid that's unarmed, whether it's the cop's fault or not, that's killed by a white cop, how many thousands of black-on-black homicides are there in the hood in Democrat cities that have been run into the ground by Democrats for decades? So we're going to do a little say their name thing. And these are homicides from Flint, Michigan, back in 2018. I have tons of data. I'm not completely done with this yet because I still, the final U.S. Census figures have yet to be put out. I think they're going to come out any day now. And the final 2020 FBI homicide data. I've been comparing state data, and then I'll get local police department data if I can, and FBI data, and any newspaper articles, just to get as many sources as I can to figure out how bad these Democrat cities are. And Flint, Michigan voted overwhelmingly for Obongo in 2012, overwhelmingly for Hillary in 2016, and even counting all the fake votes that came out through absentee balloting in 2020, Biden still won it comfortably, even if you don't count the fake votes. So this is mlive.com. They had an article up going over all the 2018. I may not go through all these. There's a lot of them. All the homicide victims in Flint, Michigan in 2018. And here's the first one. Jacques J. Allen, age 10, a fifth grader at Brownell Holmes School, was gunned down in a drive-by shooting around 10 p.m. on New Year's Day. Jacques J. Allen, age 10. Say his name. Hey, Latifah, say his name. Fatty. Jacques Adams, age 19. Jacques Melando Adams was found dead on the sidewalk around noon on January 8th in the 2500 block of Bonbright Street between Dayton and Baker Streets after being shot multiple times. Go ahead and look up. They've got links to all these people too. And you can see most of them, guess what? They're black. Say his name, Latifah. Come on, I want to hear you. Say his name. Barry Swindle, age 67. They really get hot and bothered when it's kids, too. I mean, so we need to find kids, and you can say their names. I'm not going to read off all these in detail. Excuse me. Sharon Davis, age 77. Shot and killed February 3rd inside a home at 6911 Cranwood Lane. Andre Davis, age 54. Shot at the same address. Double homicide. There's a lot of mass shooting. James Fagan, age 68. 6911 Cranwood Lane, same address. Ivory Jones Jr., age 64. Jamaica L. Woodbury, age 41. Say her name. Dewan or Dejan. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. I think it's Dewan M. Moore, age 22. Nicole McFarland, age 31. Say her name. Terrell Williams, age 30. Say his name. Alonzo D. Golphin, age 37. Say his name. Sidney Pettigrew, Jr., age 51. Say his name. Michael Coughlin, age 42. This is Flint, Michigan. People have been leaving Flint, Michigan for 60 years. There's hardly anybody left. Mark Bradley Jr., age 18. Fulton R. Bibbs, age 17. Sherrod Mason Lundy, age 29. Excuse me, I need a drink. Ronald S. Chadwell, age 48. Say his name. Come on, say his name. It's getting worse, even worse in Flint. I could do these videos all day with this. For every, all these black on black homicides that you don't give a you-know-what about. But Latifah, I wonder, I'm going to have to look through your channel, your pages. What did you say about Michael Brown 6 years ago? Almost 7 now. I bet you were an idiot. I bet you swallowed everything the media said on that, too. I probably shouldn't have told you that. I got another response coming to you on something else, but I would wager she probably believed all the propaganda on Michael Brown, too. Heck, I'll link to a thing I wrote on Michael Brown just earlier today. Tyler Pearson, age 23. Say his name. Gerlessa Williams, age 28. Say her name. Antoine Moore, age 33. Tedmundo Meeks, age 19. Rodney Harden Jr., age 32. Oh, by the way, a 21-month-old little boy, I believe, in Chicago. Latifah Faisal, you're going to say his name. He got shot in the temple in a drive-by. He's in a medically induced coma. If I remember right, his first name was Caden. Can't remember the other name. Are you going to say his name and do some virtue signaling on Facebook over him? 21-month-old little boy blasted in the head in a drive-by shooting and now in a medically induced coma to try to save his life. Gee, I wonder who the shooters were in that one. Granted, he wasn't the target, but drive-by shooters, they don't care about collateral damage. Charles Darragh Boyd, age 28. Say his name. Giovanni Hodo, age not available. Say his name. Quandris Shelby, age 25. What genetic? What demographic group do you think most of these homicide victims and the ones they clear, Latifah? What skin color, what demographic background do you think they are? Jacorius Collier, age 21. We're up to 27 now, in case you're counting, Latifah. I want you to say their names. Darion Walker, no age given. Janiyah Burns, age 7. Let's read this one. Police responded about 8 p.m. on Tuesday, October 9th to a home in the 200 block of West Austin Avenue and found Janiyah Dashay Burns had been shot multiple times. She later died. Jamil Coriante Griggs, 17, of Flint, was arraigned on the charges Monday, October 15th in Genesee District Court. Investigators do not believe she was the intended target and that the shooter may have been after Janiyah's 16-year-old uncle. Janiyah Burns, age 7, dead. Say her name. Come on, Latifah, say her name. Fatty. Ralph Wilson, age 40. Marquavius Sykes, age 21. Anthony Watson, age 33. They've got all the links to all of these, too, so you can go read about these people until you're blue in the face. John Doe, age 34, and Jane Doe, no age given. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Little old Flint, Michigan had that many homicides. So I want you to say their name. We'll do this again some other time, but for now, Latifah Faisal, say their names for me. Come on. Do some virtue signaling. Let's hear about... I'm going to read something else off real quick. I apologize. This is from my new article that I'll link to down there. 2018 and 2019. This is from Maryland. Sobering information from Maryland State Police. A total of 236 persons were arrested for murder during 2019. A breakdown of the persons arrested for murder in Maryland in 2019. 72.9% black, 26.7% white, and the other 0.4% was a bunch of other groups. In 2018 and 2019, 4.42% of murder offenders were Hispanic/Latino, over 45%, and this includes unknown offenders. If we count offenses where we know, only offenses where we know the race or ethnicity of the offender, over 80% of the offenders are black. But if you count the ones where it's unknown, still over 45% of the offenders were black. and less than 11% were white. More than 80% of the murder victims in Maryland are black. There's a lot of black on black murder, mostly in Baltimore. Again, when the race or ethnicity of the offender is known, it's African American or blacks committing most of the murder in Maryland. Keep in mind, and Joe Biden got almost 90% of the vote in Baltimore. Keep in mind, Maryland is only 31.1% African American. Now I'm going to look at some data from Ohio. Here's the information from Ohio. I'll make this quick. A murder report covering 2000 to 2012 tells you the same thing that you find out just about every other year. 64% of murder offenders were African American. 64% of murder offenders in Ohio were African American from 2000 to 2012, and 60% of Ohio's murder victims were African American 2000 to 2012 in Ohio. And Ohio was African Americans were a little bit less than 14% of their population in 2010. Most of that black on black homicide is Cleveland and Dayton. So, and there in 2013 it was the same case. It's a lot of black on black homicide. Maybe we should go through and we'll say their names. I think when I'll do this again for you, Latifah, except we'll do Baltimore next time. That should be interesting, shouldn't it?